Hello everyone, good evening. So welcome to today's webinar on the topic enabling users to download BigBlueButton Recording in video. So thanks for joining us today. Let me start this session with a quick introduction first. Here, digital marketing. Along with me on the speaker panel, we have Mr. Anmol Prakash. So Anmol is our VP Operations and BigBlueButton Solutions to you. So before I pass it over to the speaker panel, let me give you a quick intro. So we are a technology company providing e-learning solutions to training, education, and corporate industries. We are specialized in designing and developing full-fledged e-learning, for example, training businesses, for academia and training, and LMS ERP for corporates. Well, that is a very brief one-liner kind of intro of what we are. So Armon will today's webinar, and he will walk us through how the recording in BigBlueButton happens, and with a quick demo of how the recording takes place. So as the session goes on, you may post your queries over the private chat to me or Rexon, and we will take up your queries at the end of the session. So that's it for quick base setup. Anmol, now it is over to you.
Thanks, Shashank. Thanks for the quick introduction. Hello, everyone. As Shashank mentioned, this session is going to be about the to see a demo of how to download a BigBlueButton recording in form of a video or an MP4 file. Okay, so those of you who have used Big Blue Button must be knowing that currently the way the recording of the Big Blue Button by default works is once you have completed the session and completed ended the meeting, then it starts processing the recording, and then the recording will be available. But it can be played only through a player or a playback player, which Big Blue Button offers. And if you're a server enthusiast, you must have tried exploring that how this where and all this recording gets stored onto the server side. So let me tell you. So uh, the way it gets stored onto the server side is basically in three different files. One will be your presentation file, another will be your audio file, and another third file will be an XML file, which basically will have all the log information, or you can say all the event information about what has happened into a session. And ultimately, what this playback uh, player will do is it will use all these three files and synchronize it so that as an end product it plays that recording. You will be able to play that recording, but there's no single file available for you to download. And if you have to download all these three files separately, then you will have to think of synchronizing them together as well, as a separate player again. So so oh, mm, the most popular limitation of Big Button here is that it doesn't allow you to download the recordings. And again and again, we have been getting a query about how to download these recordings and what can be done. Okay, so there are there are open source extensions for this. Okay, so which converts your BigBlueButton recorded session into an MP4 file. But again, that doesn't help you to download it easily, because if you're not aware about the folder structure of BigBlueButton server, then it will be very cumbersome for you to find each and every recorded or the converted mp4 file and download it. And again, you will need some tools like ftp tools like filezilla, or you can use secure shell commands like scp to download the videos. But that's again a cumbersome process, which it cannot be done again and again. So So what we have done here is we have come up with a solution. Okay, and as part of our solution, we the solution is actually being provided as a service currently. So now, as part of the service, what we do is we set up the recorder module on your server, and then there are some additional scripts and the additional pages, independent UI pages we have developed. Along with that, there are some APIs also which we have developed, which allows you to download this mp4 file in multiple ways. Okay, so if you look at the service, what we provide here is setting up the recorder module is one thing, then setting up BigBlueButton to automatically convert these recordings to mp4. So what will happen is immediately after your recording conversions is completed, uh, an mp4 file will also be available to you as an immediate thing. So the third thing is adding a download link on the Greenlight interfaces. So if you are using Greenlight UI, so those of you who doesn't know what is Greenlight UI, Greenlight is nothing but another layer on BigBlueButton, which allows you to quickly start using uh, the BigBlueButton meetings, and you can make use of Greenlight to manage your users and manage your meeting. So it comes as a part of the package itself. It's again an optional part or the optional package which you can additionally install. So we add a download link under Greenlight. If let's say you're not using Greenlight, then we provide an independent UI as well. Okay, that will be deployed on your server. So that independent UI can be logged in by the administrator or the system administrators of your organization, and based on the meeting IDs, or even you can make use of the playback URLs and just paste it over there. It's a simple form. I'll show you as part of the demo how it looks. So, where you can just either add the meeting ID or you can paste the playback URL, and it will allow you to download the MP4 file. The third way is we are also providing the APIs. Okay. Now these APIs can be utilized by at your application end. So suppose you want to have a custom integration with your LMS. So if you're using, you have developed your own LMS or develop your own application where you want to integrate this download functionality. So you can make use of the APIs as well, which we are going to provide. So all these things we are going to see this as part of this demo today. And the additional service which we have included recently here is AWS S3 bucket sync. So if you are interested in syncing all these mp4 converted videos into your S3 bucket, then we can set up that as well. So that is an additional service which we are providing. Now, talking about the roadmap, we have certain things on the roadmap which we are working on. This S3 bucket sync is already completed. It's more of under testing currently, but it's more completed from our side. And there is a UI, there is a authentication layer which has been introduced already, but we are also going to introduce an option to manage the users within the independent UI itself, so that you can add more and more users and give them access to. So that's another thing. And the third thing here is the speech to text translation. The idea here is once these videos, let's say once you have downloaded this mp4 video, and now if you want to provide the same video which was actually the session which may have been conducted in English language, but you want to give it to people who maybe in the region where people speak Spanish or understands Spanish. So then we are also working on additional extension which will help you convert or create the transcriptions, and these transcriptions can be included as along with the mp4 video. And as the video will be played, the transcriptions will be played along with that, and the corresponding translated text will be shown along with the video. So that's the whole idea about this transcription parts, speech to text transcription. So the last thing which we have in roadmap here is auto deletion of recordings. So this is again going to be an additional script which we are going to add, where once that sync between your server and say S3 bucket has happened, so you don't need to delete the videos or the video files which are there on the server manually. So the script can automatically take care of deleting them whenever required. Okay, so we can set it up in such a way that after every scheduled interval, it will take care of deleting the files from the server side if the sync has happened successfully. So these are things which are there in the roadmap, and in coming days we'll come up with more updates for you here. So let's get started with the demo here, and we'll see how this download functionality works. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Feel free to drop a message to Shashank or Rexon if you're not able to see my screen. I'll stop and I'll see if I can reshare and uh, make sure that you're able to see my screen. So this is a green light interface, the one which you are seeing currently. It's a customized green light interface, and I'm just going to log in over here. Once I've logged in, I can see that there are different meeting rooms which are available here. The default one is home room. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to start a meeting and we'll do a quick recording over there. So just to avoid any
only
conflict,
person in this conference,
I'm joining in the listen mode. I've started the recording and I'm just going to scribble, let's say, A over here. That's all I want. And so after I will end the meeting, the processing will start in the background. Okay, and let me end the meeting here. So once I have ended this session, the recordings will start in the background. If you want, you can see what is the status of those recordings by just going to your server, and you can type in this command. So here you will see that the recording which we just did is in sanity stage. It will not take much time after the sanity stage. It should be available in some time. Still in sanity stage. Anyway, while this recording is getting converted, uh, what I can do is I'll log in the independent UI site. Okay, so this is again the independent UI which I was talking about. Here we have a authentication layer where we have created some admin users and we can log in. I've logged in now. Okay, so this independent UI, as you can see here, there is an option to this form field to enter meeting ID, and another option is recording URL. Okay, so this is a very simple UI where either you can mention the meeting ID or the recording URL. The most easiest one to obtain would be the recording URL because, as you know, once you I'll show you what exactly I mean by recording URL, but it's the most easiest thing to obtain. And after you have entered the information here, you can just hit on download, and your downloading will start. Downloading of the recorded video will start. So let me go back and check whether the recording processing has happened or not. Okay, I can see that yes, this recording processing has been completed. So now going back to the green light interface. So just now we took a recording. Let me refresh the screen. So as you can see, there is one recording under today's date, March 31st. Okay, and to play the recording, I can click on this presentation, and it's going to be the same recording where I have scribbled A. Okay, so now we have this recording, but now what we want is we want to download this. So this is your recording URL. Whatever you see on the browser address, that is your recording URL. Okay, and if I talk about the meeting ID, this is what your meeting ID is. If you can see closely the URL, there will be a parameter called meeting ID, and after which there will be a random string. So this string is basically your meeting ID. So if you want, you can copy this, or if you want, you can just copy the whole URL. And now this URL can be pasted here on the independent UI. Otherwise, if you're using a green light interface, we have introduced an option here. You can go to this three dots button, and here you will see an additional option like download. So when I hit on download, it downloads a mp4 file over here. If I try to play this, it will open up in my local system, and here it is using a QuickTime player. If I play it, it's going to be the same recording which we just took. So that's that it is that easy that that you will be able to download the recording from the greenlight interface. Now coming to the independent UI. So I've already copied the URL. I've pasted it here, and I just need to hit on download. When I hit on download, it does the same thing. It downloads an mp4 file where it will have some scribble, whatever I have added. A is there. Now this independent UI can also be used by your applications. Let's say um, if you have integrated your BigBlueButton server with some LMS. So here I am demonstrating it with Moodle LMS. It could be any of your LMS or any of your application as well. So I'm logging in here, and I'll try to show you how we can download a video from here as well. I've logged into this LMS. Now this is a bit of customized LMS, so the look and feel will be different from what Moodle offers here. So I have a one course virtual classroom under which I have already taken one recording on 17th of March. Now what I need to do is the same thing. I just need to click on this presentation, and this presentation will open on a separate tab. This this is a URL of it, which can be pasted under this independent UI, and we can download this video. So once I have clicked on this download button, I can see there is another video which got downloaded, and here you see not scribbled anything. It's just a plain video. There is nothing over here. So likewise, these integrations can be done. Now, the third thing which I mentioned was API based integration. So if you're looking to have a custom integration with your LMS, even that is possible. Let me show you that. So we have got two APIs. It's basically the same API, but with different input. So here, if you see, it's a post API, and uh, as part of the body parameter, it is accepting a meeting ID. Okay, and this is a JSON object which we need to pass here. So in the API, we need to pass either the meeting ID or the URL, playback URL. So if you want to have a custom integration with your LMS, you can utilize these APIs as well. And if I call this, in return, it will give me the link of the mp4 file. So if I try to go to this link, I just paste it in my browser, copy and paste in my browser. So what you will see is the video which is present for that meeting ID. So likewise, if you have got the URL of your or the recorded session URL, you can pass that as well. So you can pass it as UID. The key name will be UID, and you just need to pass it and call this API, and in return you will get this mp4 file URL, and then you can do whatever you want. You either you want to embed this mp4 file somewhere, or you want to auto download it somewhere. Whatever you want, you can do with this. So that's flexible. This solution is. So So I hope this demo was fruitful, and I was able to give you the overview of how this download recording solution works. Now, if you have any questions, I can take up the questions. Okay, the question is, hi, where I can find to download this plugin to use on my own BigBlueButton server. Okay, so this is provided as a service from our side. So whoever has asked this, so this is a service which we provide, and we set up all these additional tools and the scripts and the extensions on your server. So so you will have to connect with us, and our team will be able to set it up for you on your server. So you can connect to us at 3b underscore info at the rate 3softec.com.
One more.
Yes.
Yeah, one more question is there on public chat.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm taking it up. I was just completing the answer for the first one, because if they want to connect, they can connect us at 3b underscore info at the rate 3softec.com, or you can connect to us at hello at the rate 3softec.com as well. So our team will take it up from there. So another question I can see here is, can I get complete video presentation and webcam video? So as part of the recording, you will have the presentation. So suppose if you are running both presentation and webcam, then only the presentation part will be available. And if you're running only the webcam, then only webcam video will be available as part of the recording, because that's how this download recording tool works currently. I hope I was able to answer your query. Okay. So moving further, so These are our additional services on BigBlueButton which we offer. If you are interested in any one of them, you can connect to us. As I mentioned, to connect to us, you can connect to us at 3b underscore info at the rate 3subject.com. Um, Definitely, if you're looking for a BigBlueButton installation and configuration services, we provide that. As we have already seen about automatic BigBlueButton recording conversion to mp4, then automation of recording sync up with AWS S3 bucket, live streaming setup. So if you're looking for any custom type of installation where you want to have multiple BigBlueButton instances running behind the load balancer, that kind of installation is also part of our services. Technical support. If you already have got a BigBlueButton server, then we provide technical support as well, and integration with Moodle LMS. At the same time, if you're looking for an integration with a custom LMS as well, we will be able to, uh, our team, we will be able to submit the proposal and help you with that. And of course, the capacity planning. So these are the list of some of the list of services which we provide additionally on BigBlueButton. You can connect to us, and here is our contact details. So either you can connect to us over our website, email, or you can connect through our social media channels. So I hope this session was helpful. Prashant, if you may
Okay.
give
Yeah,
the ending.
thank you, Anmol, for the great presentation. So this concludes the webinar. Thank you all for attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed the presentation. Thanks for joining the webinar. Thank you, Anmol.
Thanks.